realities.
Every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
on Royal FM.
Topics and realities.
A weekly program brought to you by the English desk of Royal FM.
Royal FM.
Topics and realities.
Topics and realities.
Topics and realities.
The gateway to change.
The challenge to democracy in Africa and Cameroon in particular is not the prevalence of ethnic diversity, but the use of identity politics to promote narrow tribal interests. It is tribalism. There are those who argue that tribalism is a result of arbitrary post-colonial boundaries that force different communities to live within artificial borders. This argument suggests that every ethnic community should have its own territory, which reinforce ethnic competition. The tribalistic view of Africa land has done more harm than good, as Africa, which ought to be one united entity, have been divided into territories with diverse aim of protecting their sovereignty. This has enlightened a full progress of African nation building. In Cameroon, the senatorial election is coming up on the 12th of March 2023. 13 political parties have deposited their files for the election. From the analysis, only the CPDM party is running in all the 10 regions of Cameroon. Good afternoon, blessed people. Welcome to your program Topics and Realities, your Saturday afternoon talk show program in which we capture the topics, we treat the topics, we make them a reality in our life. Topics and Realities today, we are going to talk about tribalism in Cameroon political landscape. How has tribalism affected the political landscape in Cameroon? What can be the possible reason for the CPDM party to be the only political party that is running for the senatorial election in all the 10 regions of Cameroon? Are opposition political parties in Cameroon just ethnic groups, or they are regional or divisional or village parties? These questions and more will be seeking answer in the course of this program. For our entry topics, we are going to talk about the government of Cameroon that has increased the minimum salary wage from 36,000 francs CFA to 41,000 francs CFA. This is coming at a time when prices of fuel have also been increased. With 41,000 francs CFA, can a common Cameroonian meet up the exigency of life? That will be the question we are going to be discussing in the program Topics and Realities. Our panel today is made up of people of all walks of life. We have political scientists, we have legal minds, we have political actors in the field, we have economists, and equally, you, the listeners who is out there, and you can join us on our number 671-157321, 671-157321, 691-738357, 691-738357, or 620-377481. Or you send us an SMS, a text message, or a voice note on our WhatsApp number 675-595284, 675-595284. Make sure that your contribution will go a long way to enlighten not only the population but help in the developmental progress of this Cameroon. The team keeping you company this afternoon, we have Romiale Kumai. He is a sound engineer, he is a copyright clerk, he is a video editor on our Facebook page, Royal FM Cameroon. Topics and Reality is a production of the English service of Royal 88.4 FM under the coordination of our own station manager, Carol Pudan-Tente. She is a Director General of Royal 88.4 FM. General supervision is ensured by Reverend Pastor Emmanuel Noebisai. For presentation, call me the moderator. My name is Abel Bila Samari. I am the son of Donkey, and I will be right back after this piece of music.
Ooh, come on, come from every tribe and nation. Come praise King Jesus, our Lord, for the goodness of our Lord is good. Hallelujah. I know it, come believe it, confirm it, approve it, recognize and confess that the Lord is good. Oh yes, I know it, I believe it, confirm it, approve it, recognize and confess that the Lord is good.
Thank you very much, Romiale Kume. If you are just joining us, the program is Topics and Realities, coming to you from Royal 88.4 FM, and to equally tell you that we are going to move straight into the program to take our first slot, which is to talk about the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO. It is very common to find young people of working age who will tell you we are doing nothing, meaning they are unemployed. They have no job. Joblessness have put many Cameroonians, especially girls, and to a lesser extent, the women folk in general, to become vulnerable in the hands of their predators. Insecurity and prostitution have become a threat. The quest for wealth have actually changed societal norms. The rich manipulate the poor for their selfish reason. Political gurus have caged the word success to be a mystery. According to the Oxford Learner Dictionary, the word success is defined as an accomplishment of the set of goals. These definitions have some implications. First, implication is that you are achieve success whenever you are able to translate a set of goals to reality. The second implication is that success is very important and comes along with blessings and sacrifices. The road to success won't exactly be smooth and easy, but the path you travel will be filled with stones and gravels that will slow you down. If you are not mentally strong or motivated enough, you might not be able to reach your final destination. All of us will encounter a lot of obstacles on our journey to success. The difference between those who arrived at their destination and those who didn't is that the successful people powered through and don't let any obstacle stop them from getting going where they want to go. If you want to arrive at your destination, that is success, you must recognize the obstacle that you will face along your way, so you tackle them well ahead of time. One of them is fear. Fear is an insidious virus. Given a brief place in your mind, it will private the whole body of our work. If we eat away our spirit and block the forward part of our endeavors, fear is the greatest enemy of all time. How can we beat away unemployment and idleness in our community if you put fear in front? How can we empower the young people and women to be economically vibrant without fear coming from wherever direction it is coming from? The mutual assistance and solidarity MASO is a pathfinder. For Act 3, be it MASO Classic or MASO Gold, they are materials which can be used for income generating activities worth 750,000 francs CFA. We are talking about refrigerator for production of soft drinks, grinding mill, ice cream machines, popcorn machines. With this, we can beat fear from our system and increase our income generating activities.
At MASO, we simply live our African values.
And to live these African values and to be able to have together for a fulfilled life full of happiness, you need to be a member of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity MASO. And to become a member of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity is not difficult. We just talked about MASO Glow and we talk about MASO Classic, in which you can also become a member of this group. We are talking about contribution. If you are a member of this platform, to be able to benefit from this refrigerator that will be able to promote your business, from a grinding machine, from an ice cream machine, to be from a popcorn machine, to be able to run a small scale business, you need to be a member of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity. Contribution is ongoing. It will wrap up on the 29th of June 2023 at 4 p.m. in the different agencies of Rena Pro Finance SA. We are talking about the 31st week of contribution of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity. Well, that runs from the 30th of January right up to the 4th of February 2023. And if you are into the MASO Classic, where you have the opportunity to have popcorn machines and all the lightweight raffle draw today, where you have 200 francs contribution daily, 1,000 francs weekly contribution. At this point in time, you should be at 31,000 francs CFA, so that at the end of the year you are going to have 52,000 francs CFA to be able to benefit from a grinding machine, ice cream machine. We equally have a popcorn machine to start a small scale business. For those who are into MASO Classic, when the contribution is 100 francs CFA, where we have 500 francs weekly, at the 31st week we are supposed to be at 15,500 francs as contribution to be able to meet up the deadline that is slated for June the 29th, 2023 at 4 p.m. I know that the raffle draw will take place on the 9th of July 2023 at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex. If you have not yet been member of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Watch to any Renapro Finance agency, there are 26 of them in Cameroon, 12 of them in the capital city of Yaoundé. Go there is somebody who will use all type of language to give you all the information that you need to know concerning the mutual assistance and solidarity, what you stand to benefit as becoming a member of the mutual assistance and solidarity. Or you meet us here at the radio house, Rhea FM, situated adjacent to the bus stop to the University of Yaoundé 2 Soir. Just meet us. We are going to explain to you all the advantages that you need to know concerning the mutual assistance and solidarity. You can equally call these numbers 699-442977, 699-442977, 67439 2746, 67439 2746, or you go to 695339503, 695339503. Those are some of the numbers that you can get in touch with us, and somebody will be able to explain to you all that you need to know concerning the mutual assistance and solidarity. Maso.
At Maso, we simply live our African values.
And if you are just joining us, the program is Topics and Realities. We already have some gentlemen who are here with us this afternoon. I begin from my left, Frank Lewanchi. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ebel Belasamari. Good afternoon, my brother on the panel. Good afternoon to all the listeners and lovers of Topics and Realities. And happy weekend to all the Cameroonians.
Everything is fine. Everything is not fine?
No, everything is not fine, because Cameroonians are wondering how they will cope in Cameroon when they add the price of fuel by 15.27. Yeah, listen, the price of fuel just rose up to 15.17%, and the salary has only been increased 5.2%, which of course means that transportation for Cameroonians will be very difficult. Of course, cars that used to go to the bush come.
We are going to talk about
so
that.
We cannot say that everything is okay.
Don't release the cat out of the bag. We are going to talk about that.
No, we are together
this afternoon. We will have is here with us this afternoon. We will have I beg your pardon, Kiji Kwajika Bless, who is here. I forgot the name. It's a name that we want to call.
Just say it's difficult for you to pronounce. It's not like you forgot the name.
No, it's not difficult to. It's not a difficult name to pronounce, because the whole of the week I've been memorizing the name. He's here with us. He's a member of the PCRM party. Good afternoon to you once again.
Good afternoon, Mr. Abel.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me sharing with Cameroonians the daily happenings of our country. And Mr. Abel, I'm very surprised that you really forgot my name.
I tell you. Meanwhile, we have been discussing the whole week.
Meanwhile, you told me you have been in Kumbu, you have been in So, and you are titled.
I'm in So, man.
And how come
the only person that went to So and came back with 2 titles? Frankly, you know what I'm talking about, sir?
Tanyang and Tanja.
I'm very shocked, Mr. Abe. No, you really shocked me this afternoon.
It's not like that. It is Kiji
Kwajika Bless Jumangong.
Yes, Kwajika Bless Jumangong. I cannot forget. You know, I'm in Shopman. Shopman.
Yeah, really. It's an honor for us.
Windsor.
And there's something I need to record here.
Yeah.
That the Saw people are one of the brave men here in Cameroon. If you can see, that's my brother. I'm very happy.
Your brother said it at the National Assembly, but we don't know where he is today. Anyway, that is not what we are here today. We just want to find out from you, how is the PCRN party going on? I heard you people are preparing a very big meeting. Should we say it is a rally, or is just a meeting to talk to Cameroonians?
Really, Mr. Abel, this is a declaration for a public meeting. Unfortunately, it was misunderstood by the authorities, which they thought maybe was a public manifestation. Really,
what is the difference between public meeting and public manifestation? People gather.
Yeah, people gather. Yeah, there is something I want to tell you, Mr. Abel. Honorable Cabral Libi took his position as the national
president.
No, not the national president. That is a parliamentarian.
Okay, yeah.
I think
a national parliamentarian. The parliamentarian for the Republic of Cameroon.
The parliamentarian of the Republic of Cameroon has a right to talk with his people, organize a meeting with his people, irrespective.
It's not from your own the 5 constituency.
No, it's
where the meeting is supposed to take place.
That is the venue. That is the venue.
It's from Young Ekele. A lot of people think that if you want to organize a meeting like that, you should
when
go back
you are a national parliamentarian, you don't have boundaries. It means you are the parliamentarian of people from Kumbu. It means if you see someone from
when it is time to vote, it is not the people from all over the national territory.
That one is different. That is political party.
Okay.
When you are a president of a political party, it means you have a specific, you have a limit that you have to undergo certain decision. But now he's a parliamentarian and he has all those attributes. It means irrespective of your political background or whatsoever, he is your parliamentarian and he has the right to I don't see any bad thing.
Maybe the government is also trying to protect the safety of of Cameroonians, because of recent years it's so volatile, so violent with the way things are evolving in the country, beginning with the abandoned Olympic Sports complex, beginning with the famous economic line 65-94. He has been very vocal and talking to the people. Such things might come up and the people might get angry and maybe something occur. That is why the government wants to put precaution into all this. I'm not a spokesperson.
Can I say something?
No, I'm coming. I want him to answer. Is that not the reason?
No, that's only a guilty person can only feel such a thing. But I think what we defined our reason of organizing this meeting, and it was well spelled there on the declaration letter.
And he has threatened that if the deal did not give out the authorization, is going to sue him to court.
But I think nobody is above the law here in Cameroon.
You are shooting the court. Yes, frankly, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say that as a parliamentarian, you represent the Cameroonian people and not your political party. To me, I think he has the right to organize whatever meeting, wherever. And if the government is afraid, or whoever, let me know.
What's the difference between a meeting and a manifestation?
A manifestation always comes in when you see people like standing in the streets.
In the street, exactly.
And with placards, trying to say something. And a manifestation always come after there must have been a misunderstanding somewhere, or like people are on strike. Let me just use the normal language that we use when people are unsatisfied with something. But a meeting may be when people are coming together to look into how far can we move.
Exactly.
Where are we? Where can we move?
Why was this meeting not held in the PCRN headquarters? Why is it going to the Omnisport?
He is not the parliamentarian of the PCRN, and that's what he just rightly said. And he clearly gave the difference between being a parliamentarian and being the president of CPRN. That's two things. Different. He is a parliamentarian of the Republic of Cameroon. It means all the Cameroonians, they are under.
He has a political party, and we and I know that the meeting is being organized on a political motive.
He has invited all the other political parties to join.
Abel, let me just throw this like a food for thought question. We know of the ruling CPDM party. Where was it changed from CNU to CPDM? It was in the conference in Bamenda. Why was it not held in Yaoundé, where the headquarters is? It's because the party is a national party and it is a part of Cameroonian people. To me, I don't see any reason why any political party can organize a conference, a meeting, whatever, anywhere in Cameroon. because the party is for Cameroonians.
The Cameroonians people out there, they have their own opinion as per the meeting to be held by the PCIO and party. Maybe we are going to be observing, we are going to be following up, we are going to be giving all the information. Yes, Bless?
No, Mr. Abe, I just want us to make it clear.
Okay.
It's not CPRN organizing the meeting.
Okay.
It is Honorable Cabral Libi organizing the meeting. It's two things different.
Honorable Cabral Libi of the PCIO and party.
No.
That is how
I'm a
parliamentarian reporter. That is
the
how
parliamentarian for Lekie.
No, the nation.
Is
for the nation.
The parliamentarian from Nyong who represents the Cameroonian people is organizing a meeting for Cameroonian people.
For the Cameroonian people.
At the level of parliamentary report, sometimes we always say Honorable Adamu Lambert of the CPDM constituency in Mwa.
Abel, let me just tell you something directly. According to what I read to be administrative law,
yes,
there is nothing like citing a parliamentarian and calling his political party.
Okay.
When I see that thing, when I see that thing, when you journalists report like honorable diseases from this party, to me it is very boring.
It's very boring.
Because there you are trying to make someone who is not from that party to know that this is not my parliamentarian.
And that is the excuse that most of those parliamentarians do. Because at times when they take this micro project, they say, I'm doing this for my political party, which is wrong. It is for the Cameroonian people and not for your people and not for your militants. So it is something that we need to clarify it out.
Okay.
We need to spell it out so that people should understand. When you are a parliamentarian, you are the parliamentarian for the nation. And you are not a parliamentarian for a particular group of people. So Honorable Cabral Libi is the parliamentarian of the nation and he is organizing a meeting. That is a public meeting calling on for Cameroonians to stand for human rights. In fact, everything is spelled there, Mr. Abe. You should not be the one to...
Okay. So we should say that according to Franklin's theory, Honorable Cabral Libi of Nyo Akele.
No.
Okay, Honorable
Cabral Libi
of the. Anyway, let's just take it. Thank you very much. We are going to be coming back to that to put the allocation. But now let us take our press review. Our press review is a regular sort on the program, topics and realities. When we'll come back, we are going to analyze some of the striking issues that have been making news, apart from what we are going to be discussing in this program today. Good afternoon to you, Christian Mando.
Good afternoon, Abel Bella Samari. Greetings to all the listeners and to the guests in the studio. Abel, today we open our press review with the major news of the week, which is the hike in price of petroleum products, an increase in state workers' salaries, and the revalorization of the minimum wage guarantee, contained in a communique published on Tuesday, 31st January 2023. Some newspapers treated this topic during the week. We had the Guardian Post that had as headline, Government increases prices at last but blindfolds civil servant with 5.2% salary increase. Still on the topic, the newspaper The Post came back on it on Friday to say that Cameroonians disagree, as they say salary increase is window dressing. And on Friday, the newspaper The Horizon talked of this topic, having on its front page as headline, We are being killed, government makes increases with human face. In more news this week, we talk politics with the newspaper The Guardian Post that treated the topic on the preparation of senatorial elections that continues. This newspaper had as headline CPDM, senatorial investor in the north and southwest region of the country, in its Monday edition, and in its Thursday edition on the same topic, the headline was senatorial election, Elecam board members begin going into candidate files. The newspaper The Median treated this topic during this week and had as headline senatorial 2023, new faces retain all 7 incumbents. In other news, Cameroon is ranked again amongst world's most corrupt countries. This was contained in the newspaper The Guardian Post in the Wednesday edition. And talking of corruption, the former Minister of Defense, Mebungo, has been sentenced to 30 years of imprisonment. This was treated in the same newspaper on Thursday. During the week, newspapers like The Horizon came back on the Martinez Zogo case, as it talked of the Leke traditional rulers who make YouTube on demands. And still on this case, a press release from the government who says that suspects of the journalist's murder are being questioned and the investigation are going on. During this week, we also have the information on the 57th edition of the National Youth Day, which was launched since Monday 30th. This is in order to promote bilingualism in Cameroon. This was treated in the newspaper The Guardian Post, though focused in a precise locality, which is the Meme division. We also had the newspaper The Municipal Update that treated on Friday the topic on the private press protest of government slashing of the major aid. The Guardian Post on this topic had as headline, "Ridiculous. Private media is shocked as government allocated paltry 56 million francs CFA as subvention," pointing out the fact that the announcement of the true funds allocated to the private media was disclosed at the 4th session of the National Commission for Assistance to Private Enterprises, which took place in Yaoundé. This is what we got for you in our press review this Saturday. Thank you, have a nice day and stay blessed.
Thank you very much, Christel Mando. We come back to the studio, Franklin. You got the press review. What caught your attention that you think, apart from what we are going to be discussing?
I think the first thing that I would love to talk about is the issue of corruption. Cameroon topping ranks again in corruption chart.
Yeah.
It's really a sad case, but how are we, despite the fight that we are seeing being mounted against?
But we say we are poor, we are stealing. What are we stealing? Where is the money that people are stealing?
But I always say this statement that Africans die of poverty, meanwhile they sit on riches.
Okay.
The point is, we have the riches, they are there. Those who have the access to it, they have it. And when you try to have an access to it, when you are not qualified, that is when you are not a skilled thief, they will kill you, or they will move you out of the list. Because just imagine that we are crying of poverty, everything, every day, prices of things are increasing because we are not able to have our basic needs. But somebody is embezzling 28 billion, or how is that? 24 billion francs, something like that. So much money. And not even there, the moment they will tell us that, like I read in the newspaper where they were saying that before sentencing Mebengo, that the government took that they seized around 53 buildings, seized money, 11 bank accounts with at least 2.5 billion francs in it. At the tail end, where is that money going to? Because we don't.
It comes back to the treasury.
And what do the treasury do?
They invest it in the Cameroon economy.
In which form, Abel? Since I was born, I've never heard the budget of the state of Cameroon for this year being the same with the one for last year or going down. And since I was born, Cameroon is going backward in terms of economy and so many things. Because actually, while we were growing as little kids, we used to hear of Tiku Airport, all those things. Those are stories now. Mm-hmm. Where is this money going to? They will arrest you for embezzling the money, and when they announce to us publicly that the money has been recuperated, that they have taken all those things back, they themselves, they will still embezzle the money. There's one Nigerian comedian who ever said that they will draw the budget, take the money, put it into their pockets, and tell the people that the money was being embezzled. That's the game. It is all a scenario of thieves. That's it up there.
So Cameroon merits the position to become one of the most corrupt countries in the world, despite all that
I think
CONAC is doing to fight corruption, sensitization.
I really appreciate what CONAC is doing, but some
people think that the report is biased.
Yeah, it might be biased. It depends. The reporter is reporting what he got.
No, the organization that publishes Cameroon is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Is biased because we have been doing a lot in the fight against corruption.
We may be doing a lot, but our a lot is not the best. Because one thing is that even the CONAC that is there, how far are we sure that CONAC operates with free hands? If CONAC will operate with free hands, I don't want to call anybody's name.
Did they tell you that the hands are tight?
The hands are tight at a certain level because you hear how come that you will see they will just take a minister alone and take him to prison that he embezzled billions of francs. He was not working alone. There should be people that he was working together with who are also part of the corruption, because corruption is not just a crime that I just sit alone and do. It is always a trend. It is always like a chain of people who are doing this. Why are those other people absent from the list? That's where you come and see that maybe this man ever spoke very hard to the man with the yam and the knife, and he decided not to give him the yam. So when you look like that, you really say that we married to be the first corrupted country on earth. Ask your children, when they don't carry first water in the house and they see you, the one that picked kola nut will be the first one to run and come and give the daddy, I pick your kola nut there. So that you should smile. And even if you are punishing the fact that they don't face firewood or water, the punishment will not be as heavy as it is. When you take that kola nut, it's bribery. That's corruption. We already have that mindset of, if I am to go into the public service today like this, my name is already there. What can I do to process my documents? They will go and ask you 2 million. Meanwhile, you are coming to service, you don't even have anything on you. If not, if they finally take you when you are not given the money, they send you to an interior village without a salary for 3 years. Meanwhile, they have a law that says that if you stay in someone's house for more than 3 months without paying, the person has the right to take you to court. The very people who write the laws are the very people who block us from going ahead. Corruption in Cameroon is right from the base.
Joining us in the studio is a political scientist, Suweiba Awan. Now, Awan, you met us discussing about the issue of corruption, which Cameroon has been named as one of the most corrupt country in the world by an NGO group, and it is coming at a time when the courts in Yaoundé are hammering hard on one of the victims of corruption, former Defense Minister Edgar Lemibengo, who was sentenced to 30 years in prison for embezzling close to 300 billion francs CFA. Don't you think that at least justice should have been tempered with the result to say that no, Cameroon is progressing in its fight against corruption and the trend is being reduced?
Good evening, Abel.
Good evening to you.
My co-panelist. I apologize for coming late. It wasn't easy getting here. You see, I think Cameroon should actually be qualified as the most corrupt, because when you listen to the amount of money they're talking about, it's alarming. You see, 1 billion is 100 million in 10 places. So when somebody embezzles 300 or 30 billion, I mean, how did he reach that level? Because they have to put mechanisms to control the amount of money that is in the hands of those who are governing us. You cannot imagine that somebody is embezzling 30 billion and then you are talking about it as if it meant nothing. Whereas we are suffering. Cameroonians are suffering on a daily basis. We are not able to eat. We are not able to have water. You understand? We don't have electricity. We don't have water. We don't have good roads. We don't have schools. But an individual, and he's not the only person. There are many who embezzle billions. So, you know, if our anti-corruption unit was functioning very well, I don't think an individual will attain such level. You see, somebody will not even be able to embezzle a billion or to steal 1 billion. Talk less of 30.
How should we safeguard our money from corruptors?
We have to be rigorous.
Or how should we fight against the corruption?
To fight corruption, we have to be rigorous. And to be
are we
honest,
not rigorous?
We are not rigorous. We are not at all. Not
people
at all.
are going to prison. The
not
government every day arrest
doing?
those who are involved
Those
in the
who are in
corruption
prison,
acts and all the like. You say that we are not rigorous. You go to every ministry, the government have an anti-corruption unit there. You go to the police, they have 1,700, 500 where you call a police, report any act of corruption. The police officer is being punished. We have the military in the Ministry of Defense, we have the SEMI that also is a unit that punish all those guys. We have a lot when it comes to the fight against corruption.
Abel, if we were rigorous, the results would have been felt on the field. You understand? And then we will not be talking about huge sums of money being embezzled, if at all we were rigorous. You understand? And it is understandable because the system in which we are governed is built on corruption. You see, it is built on...
Are you saying that corruption is a government policy in Cameroon?
Corruption is embedded in every aspect of our governance. And that is why we are where we are today. And it is very difficult to fight it, because those who are fighting corruption are corrupt. You understand? Those who are mandated with the powers to fight corruption are those who are...
The hunter is now being hunted.
Exactly. And the justice system, when we want to look at the sectors that are most corrupt in Cameroon, you see that the justice or the legal department always comes amongst the first. So it will be very difficult for us to track down those who are corrupt. And it is already embedded in us. It is very difficult. If we are rigorous, we will not care of and we would have felt the results in our development. We would have been having water, electricity, roads, and all the like, and all the basic necessities. You cannot imagine that we talked about fuel. You cannot imagine that Cameroon is in the CEMAC. It's one of the countries where fuel is very expensive. Why?
We are going to.
Can I add something about this corruption?
Yes.
If we want to see that we are fighting corruption, something should be done about COVID gate physically. I mean, what we are seeing, and something should be done about the Olympic Stadium.
Physical gate?
COVID gate.
Physically?
We need something to be done physically.
Did they embezzle any money from the COVID gate?
If there was no money embezzled, there wouldn't have been such an alarm in Yaoundé that took over 2 months talking about COVID gate and nobody was responding.
Is there any embezzlement of money in the Olympic Sports Complex?
There is an embezzlement of money because in 2009 we were told that Olympic Sports Complex was to cost us 168 billion francs, but today we are already at 240 something.
But nobody has proven.
Nobody has proven.
Has the court passed any judgment? Have somebody been arrested on that?
Who is the court? When you are being appointed into a position, you work according to the person who appointed you. But if you are elected, you are afraid of the majority, and you will always work correctly. So when we keep on appointing,
that boils down to what I was saying. If somebody we set examples and we arrest those who are corrupt when they just start, and we see that these people are being arrested, and then there's a law that equally permits them to execute, because those people are killing Cameroonians.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was just a comment on the press review. Yes, Bless, what caught your attention that you think that we should share from the press review?
Yeah, Mr. Abel, I think I will add something concerning corruption. Because
you are coming back to corruption?
Because it's something.
So what is your party doing to fight corruption?
That's a call for consent.
Yeah.
Because we have been denouncing so many cases of corruption, especially at the Olembe Stadium and the COVID gate. I think Honorable Cabral did a lot of declarations concerning all this, and up to date, we haven't seen anything by the government, that is the executive, trying to show some interest of trying to get the perpetrators, those who are behind all these things. Like my brother earlier said, the Olembe Stadium, that we knew it costed how much? I don't know if you can still recall me, but recently they told the people, they come in, they say they want to increase again the budget, they need them. Where are this money going through? Where are they putting all this money, Mr. Ebel? Where? And there is also this thing, it seems as if these guys are they really know what they are doing, because they don't want to digitalize the monitoring system here in Cameroon.
So if we digitalize the monitoring system,
if we digitalize, I think we can have traceability. We can trace all the transactions where these guys are really pumping this money.
But that also at the level of the bank.
Yeah, the bank, but we have modern ways of banking. Electronic banking is there, Mr. Ebel. We can't deny that. That are facts, and we see it in other countries. Why is it that we copy other things? We can only copy bad things, and we cannot copy good things from other countries and implement it here in our own country to make it make our economic at least.
That means the best way we can fight corruption in
is
Cameroon
to digitalize the monetary system.
I want to pay a taxi, I digitalize my money. The bank will know that I leave the house with 1,000 francs. If ever in the course of the day 1,000 francs does not come to
Mr. Eber, how does it function in other countries? That's
if I'm giving a policeman something I need to transfer, somebody will know that. What is the purpose of this money?
What is the purpose?
What's the purpose of this?
That's it. And you will regret so many things. And these guys, it seems as if they are like conscious. They know that if they digitalize all these things, as we call it, the layman will call it in the Kwatangombo, all these things, they will see all the traceabilities of what they are doing with money. Mr. Ebel, you can imagine a whole minister having billions in his house. How do you call this?
I also heard something that one parliamentarian is arrested his junior brothers because 83 billion francs.
83 billions. Do you know
how can we explain that? Is your house a bank? So if the reason why they want to digitalize is because
do you think that if we digitalize the money, we are not still going to have those
there are laws. There are laws in banking. There are certain amounts that you can't move it. You can't move it.
The physical
it's
card.
Difficult. We see it in other countries, Mr. Ebel. Why can we not do it here?
You see people having money in their houses that is worth enough to operate. It's not only a microfinance, a real bank.
A real bank.
The amount of money is able to operate a real bank, but the money is kept back home.
It's a call for concern, Mr. Abel. At least, really,
okay.
It's something that we need to do.
Something seriously to talk about it. Gentlemen, we'll move to our entry topic. I want us to talk about society. I want us to talk about socio-economic affair. And I want us to talk about the increase in the minimum wages of Cameroonians. It was set at 36,000. It has moved up now to 41,000 francs. But this is coming at a time where there is a lot of difficulties in the daily living of most Cameroonians. I'm talking about the fact that this coming at a time where we have increase in basic commodities and what's of it, the increase in the fuel price. But can we not say, bless you, are the last person, you have the microphone. Can we not say at least the government have done something of shifting the minimum salary wage from 36,000 francs to 41,000 francs? Can we congratulate the government for that move?
Mr. Abel, this is drama at its peak. We call this is drama, really. Last time I told you that I'm no more interested in all this distraction. This is distraction.
Distraction in what sense?
Mr. Abel.
Let's look at the camera. Yeah.
Mr. Abel, let me ask you a question. Do you have a family?
A very large one.
A very large one. With 41,000 francs, how can you cope here in Yaoundé? When you know that just a room, just to pay your rent here in Yaoundé, at least minimum is 25,000 francs. That's almost half of the of 41,000 francs. That's
we don't have houses for 10,000, 5,000 francs.
Where, Ebe? Where will you get it? Where?
To live in minimum comfort with your family, you need a house of at least 20,000.
You need to buy food. You need to buy food for your family. You need to cater for their need. You need to pay their school fees. You need to pay transportation.
But that is just the minimum salary.
It's the minimum salary, Mr. Abel. But I think the government, when fixing the minimum salary, he should take in consideration other economic aspects like inflation. I think we should be talking here of minimum wage.
Yes,
that is considering with the inflation that we are bearing in here in Cameroon, that if a mere Cameroonian is having this amount, he can survive. He can have his minimum needs. I think that's where we should go.
Aban, you deal on a daily basis on this. You are a young entrepreneur, very young one, entrepreneur, where you manage a lot of people. Now, do you think the government move is not already helping out the situation from 36,000 francs to 41,000 francs?
You see, well, the issue is not only increasing the minimum wage, but it's equally seeing to the implementation of the increase. Because not everybody, you see people who are working under the minimum wage and earning under that amount of 41,000 francs, which means there is no mechanism of control to ensure that every Cameroonian should earn at least the minimum wage stipulated. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you go to institutions, when you go to enterprises, you see find people earning less than the minimum wage. So I think it's not just that's why to me it won't mean anything if they don't follow up the implementation of the minimum wage. Then secondly, I think it is nothing. 41,000 francs in Cameroon. I don't even want to mention the major cities in Cameroon anywhere. I don't think a household with the rate which we have the inflation, the prices of goods and services are increasing. I don't think any family can survive with just 41,000 francs. Now, when you look at, I think it was just a way by the government or by the state to appease Cameroonians or calm down tension Because had it been they just
why increasing the price of fuel?
But yes, while increasing the price of fuel, they could not just increase the price of fuel.
It's a strategy by the government.
Strategy. That's a very wonderful strategy. They just
like. Why is it a strategy?
A strategy of destruction.
Let our political scientists tell us.
When I say it's a strategy, it's because had it been, just imagine for once that they just increased the price of fuel without increasing the minimum wage. What would have been the reaction of Cameroonians? Because prices of every basic commodity is going up. You have oil, you have fish, meat, everything that you need to survive.
When we know fuel, we know that when the prices of fuel goes up, obviously everything will also increase, because to transport building materials you need fuel. To transport foodstuff from farm to the market, you need this fuel. Now, when this amount is being given, does this amount of additional 5,000 francs, frankly, will it be able to help the Cameroonians meet up with the increase of this fuel price?
In the household of 5, that is father, mother, and 3 kids. If they live in the same house, we know savon that used to be 300 francs is 450 now. And if they use, let's just say, 4 kits of savon per week, it means from the 5,000 that is added only on savon, they must have used 600 francs. The oil that we used to buy at 600, 700, right now, a liter of palm oil, what we normally call red oil, is 1,200 francs, double. Meaning we are already at 1,200 francs only on 2 items in the house. When you want to take off, how do a kilogram of rice that used to be 425 or 400 is now 650? When you want to ask yourself, how many kilograms of rice can this particular family consume in a week? You will realize that at least one person will consume at least 3 kilograms of rice a week. Before you just check on what to eat, where you have never gone out to the issue of paying your bills, you will realize that you will be running into an increment of at least 15,000 francs. It's not 5,000. It's an increment of at least 15,000 francs, which of course means that your minimum wage is 0. Even if you are being paid at 60,000 francs, you cannot even survive with it. So I think that issue of adding that 5,000 is just like, let me just do them this. What would they do? That's how they do it. Because I am really very at times I ask myself that when you look into the CEMAC zone where we all use the same franc CFA, we realize that Cameroon is one of the countries that we have to say is more developed, that has to be taking care of other countries. But I'm very sure that when you think of price increase, you realize that it's true, every country increased the price of the fuel this time around on the 24th of January. It was increased in Congo from 510 francs from 600 and what?
Can I give the figures?
Yeah, you can give it.
Let me just come in especially the per liter in some Francophone African countries, because what I have here is mostly Francophone African countries. Cameroon, we have petrol at 730. We have diesel goes to 720. In Central African Republic, we have petrol at 1,300. We have diesel at 1,450. We go to Senegal, where we have petrol at 890 francs, while the diesel is 655. In Mali, we have 870 for petrol, 850 for diesel oil. We have in Cote d'Ivoire 815 francs for petrol. We have 655 for diesel oil. Now we go to Niger. We have 540 francs for petrol, 538 francs for diesel oil. Go to Central the Republic of Congo. We have 625 francs for petrol, 500 francs for diesel. We go to Chad. We have 520 francs for petrol, 580 for diesel. We go to Gabon. We have 605 francs for petrol, 585 for diesel oil. We go to Togo. We have 700 for petrol, 775 francs for diesel oil.
Good. You realize there that those countries that are having more than 700 francs, except Cameroon, are countries that are found within the West African zone.
Yeah. We have Senegal, we have Mali, we have Ivory Coast.
That is it. When you want to check at those
Central Africa.
Yeah,
we have Central Africa Republic that is having the highest, because there's 1,300 francs and 1,450 for diesel. The rest are below that amount.
In Chad has used the Cameroonian land to supply their pipeline out to the sea, to the seashores.
Yeah.
Yet petrol in Chad is very, very cheap than
520
and 20 francs as compared to 730 francs in Cameroon. That is 210 francs cheaper than the one in Cameroon. The trouble in Cameroon is we are not saying no. When you look at like Central Africa, it shows that their government is not paying any subsidies. You pay the petrol directly the way it is. But now I'm coming,
and it's an inland locked country.
Is a landlocked country.
Yeah, landlocked country.
Everything comes from Cameroon. So there we can understand their economic and their geographical position. But now coming back to Cameroon, my question is, what is the rule of Sonara? We ought to have developed Sonara because the money that they pay out of subsidies, when you look at the subsidies that were paid last year, I've forgotten the figures, billions of money.
Yeah.
You will realize that is money that will have been used to revive Sonara. And if we revive Sonara and take the market front, that Cameroon will be the one to supply petrol to Central Africa, Chad, and others. We can turn out with Chad on a different accord. That the oil that they send through the Cameroon Chad pipeline, that oil should be refined in Sonara, and we send them theirs to use, and we also have our own portion. Like that, you will realize that we'll be buying fuel here at 350 francs.
Gentlemen, what I frankly is trying to say that if we have more refineries in Cameroon where we refine our products, we are going to have lesser cost of fuel subsidies, because the subsidy is coming because we need to import. And now to import, the prices is expensive. The government have to step it down for our average Cameroonians to meet it up.
You see, Abel, it really beats my imagination to think that we have petrol, because Cameroon is rich in the mineral resources and petroleum resources.
They always tell us that Bakassi area
is very rich, but we are still paying fuel at such an expensive price. Look, for example, in Cameroon, most of the fuel that is used in Cameroon comes from Nigeria. And there is a Nigerian politician, presidential candidate, who says if he wins, he will stop subsidizing fuel because he cannot be subsidizing fuel that will be used in Cameroon, and he mentioned other countries. When you look at the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon, they mostly use petrol or fuel that is coming from Nigeria.
Yeah.
When you look at the northern
there's
part,
there's the name that we even call Funge
or
Zwazwa.
When you look at the northern part of Cameroon, from the Adamawa to the north and to the extreme north, they still use fuel that's coming from Nigeria.
Even so in Yaoundé, there are places where they sell the Nigerian fuel.
Yeah, in Douala equally they do sell
in Yaoundé town.
What
do you
happens?
know the places?
Yes, I know some places.
Okay. Then what is happening?
You help us
what
with the custom department. Together we are going to track some of
what
those.
What are we producing?
Those people.
And then we subsidize fuel at very extreme prices. We do about 550 billion in subversion of fuel.
Yeah.
I mean,
what that is money that we can use for development.
What is the role?
So are you in
Sonara?
support of the IMF and World Bank motion that this issue of price subsidies should be stopped in Cameroon totally?
I think Cameroon should develop their own refinery and refine their own petroleum products in Cameroon and then sell. If that is done, as Franklin was saying, we're going to pay fuel for maybe 250 francs per liter, and we're going to develop our country more. What is it that we have something and then we send it out to be processed elsewhere? They send it back to us at a very expensive.
Don't you think that, talking about possession, most of our cars are not petrol dependent cars? Meanwhile, in Cameroon, we might have other form of activating our car. The non-industrialization of Cameroon, is it not also playing a leading role in some of the subsidies that we are witnessing? Let me say the non-industrialization of Africa in general.
Probably, Mr. Abel, like what my brother just explained. I think what we are facing now is because we are not the Cameroon government mostly rely on the on its people, that is on taxes, in order to finance its project. The Cameroon government does not see how she can create the productivity that is encourage the home production, so that we can also export at international level. Because all these things have been linked, Mr. Abel. Let's take for instance a farmer who maybe supplies maize, let's say beans or corn, maybe in one of let's say Brazil, Cameroon,
a brewery company,
brewery company. Do you know what that guy will incur in his that is when it comes to transportation. That is farm to market.
Yeah.
When it comes to farm to market, that is he will increase the prices. All those things, they have links. That is, the government needs to see how he needs to revive the domestic economy. That is the home market. If we can try, as he said, that is Sonara, if we can also produce our own oil, that is take the crude oil that we send out at international level, we refine it here. 45 billion. When you hear these figures that have been embezzled and all the like, you see, these are figures that if we can use it for a good purpose, like constructing somehow like a refinery, that we can refine our petrol and export to other neighboring countries. Why not? Not even international. Export to neighboring countries.
Yeah.
You will see we will have at least a good source of income. And Mr. Abel, there's also one thing that maybe you guys are also forgetting. We are only talking about only on one part. We are not also looking those at the private sector. What has happened to their own salary? Yeah. Are they not Cameroonians?
Nothing has been changed.
Let me take this
are they not
caller
Cameroonians?
online. Obviously, yes. Let me just take the caller online.
Mr. Abel, as I was saying, we are just looking only on one sector. That is the
public sector.
The public sector. We are not also looking at the private sector. We have Cameroonians also working at the private sector. What is the government doing in order to ameliorate their own salary?
I think that was where our brother Abel said that implementation of the salary is lacking.
Implementation of the salary is lacking.
Because when they say the minimum wage is for 1,000,
Mr. Abel, look at this logic.
Let me just take back the numbers here. 6711573321, 6711573321, 69173837. Those are our access codes. If you want to get in touch with us, you are very free to get us. We missed out on some callers a minute ago because we're having some try to adjust one or two things here. I think our caller is back on the line. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Abel. How are you?
No, I'm fine. This should be Pastor Adam.
Yeah, Apostle Adam.
Wow, it's a long time.
Yeah, salute all my uncles, 4 people in the plateau, in the studio.
Thank you very much on their behalf. So, how is the health? Is it much better now?
Yes, I want to say something about the topics of this evening.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, when you are talking about the price of petrol in other countries, and these people that are using Cameroonian people like if we don't know nothing, because you cannot compare. We're in charge. What they call in French MIC is more than 50,000. Yes, even here in Gabon. So a teacher can have like 1 million francs CFA in a month. While in Cameroon here they are having 200 and something thousand. So they don't have to they don't have to compare anything. They are fair. They don't have to compare anything. And we are in a country that people can do what they do with what they want, because there's no man to revindicate. No man can stand and say no, we don't want, we don't accept. Chad cannot use Cameroon to supply their country, and then they are cheaper than Cameroon. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. You stay with us. You too can do the same on the number 6711573221, 6711573221, 691738357. I take a message here which is coming from somebody, and this is Manene Joe for watching us. He says, I'm watching you people from South Africa. Thank you very much for being with part of us this afternoon, dear brother. Now there's another question is part. Do Cameroonian officers really buy fuel? Because we know of petrol bond, petrol stuff. Does this increase fall back to the common man more than government officials? Because of Article 2, some of them will not be able to feed this pinch.
That's exactly what I actually wanted to make mention of. These people, when they increase the prices, they do not buy fuel because they have petrol bonds. and they benefit from that, and they have other advantages excessively. That means you will not see them. You will never see this most of our government officials in the filling station to buy fuel. You understand? Besides, there's something you have to understand about this.
Yes, make us understand the Cameroonian people.
In most of these ministries and maybe some of the security institutions, they supply fuel there, and these guys just drive in and then they get fuel. If you go to, let me take an example, Jemmy, the one towards at Korfulu, before you reach Swa. At Jemmy, there's a filling station there, and they actually they fill their tanks at will. You understand? So these people don't face the same problem that the common man is going to face.
They pay through the bonds, the petrol bonds.
Not necessarily through the bonds. They still supply fuel,
spare petrol,
to our most of our security institutions, like the GMA that I was making mention of.
Yeah,
you understand? There are filling stations there at the GMA. If you go to JP, is it
inside
the presidential guard here at the Quartier General?
Yeah,
there are still filling stations there. You understand? And these guys even go as far as, I don't want to make.
Is this subsidy not coming from this too much expenditure?
That's exactly,
because I have a message here. Somebody says that they should bring the petrol price to be normal, so that the subsidy should be reinvested back into the economy. He lamented the fact that these people does not buy the petrol, and no matter even if they increase it today, it will not have an impact on them.
Even if it's 1,000 francs, they will not feel the impact. You understand? They don't even leave the petrol bond aside. Their life, the trend of life, is very expensive.
Yeah.
These guys are having excessive advantages. Not only are their salaries very huge, but then they give them all the advantages you can imagine of. So if they were to cut the expenditure, if the state were to limit their expenditure, then we don't have to subsidize fuel, and then we don't have to increase the price, and they can even increase the salary of Cameroonians and civil servants. Now, my brother made mention of the private sector when he was when they increase the minimum wage. What they meant is, if you employ someone,
we are moving out of the topic.
You should not pay the person lesser than 41,000.
Yeah,
but you see that employers are not going to respect that,
because the contract is based on negotiation.
That's why I said the government has to follow up the implementation of that in the private sector. Now, we made mention of Chad. You understand? Are you aware that Chad is doing everything possible to leave, or not to their goods shouldn't pass through the Douala seaport, but through Cotonou in Benin?
Yeah.
Why? Because of the corruption we were talking about.
They are even thinking of going to Sudan, or going through Niger, because the Sudanese
main reason,
the president of Chad and his counterpart of Sudan, they had a working relationship.
And their main reason is the corruption along the Cameroon.
Because there is even something because the Israeli embassy was open, I think, on Thursday. There is also a negotiation to see if they can come in with what we call a dry port in Chad, where they don't need water,
because
they can dump out so many in places where they just consider this area like a port, and then they do a lot of container.
There are so many control points along the road, and they pay huge sums of money transporting their goods from the Douala seaport to Chad. And they have been complaining over and over and over, and nothing has been done. So now they are thinking of going elsewhere. And who will stand to lose? Cameroon, of course. Yeah. We are going to lose more money due to corruption. Maybe if we are fighting corruption effectively and rigorously, we will be gaining more.
We have a message here. Somebody is saying that if our government officials able reduce the rate of expenditure, we don't need to add the prices of some of these issues.
Exactly. True. The cars these guys use are extremely expensive. You cannot expect that in a country where we don't have schools, we don't have drinking water, we don't even have water to bathe, a minister is riding a car for 80 million. And after a few months or after a few years, they change these cars. No, Abel, let us be honest. A car that can cost less than 80 million can go anywhere. These guys don't even go out of Yaoundé. Where are the hills here in Yaoundé that will say we need a 4-wheel drive here in Yaoundé Some of these ministers don't go out of Yaoundé for a year, but they're having a car that costs 80 million. And additionally to that, they still change it after a few years. You understand? If where I'm coming from, I've been observing there is this gendarmerie Hilux, this pickup at Omnisport, in front of the brigade in Gosu. It's standing there. If you want to look, you see this car has not even been up to 5 years, but it's already standing. It's already abandoned. You see, that's the way they manage state property. What is wrong with the Hilux? That's a 4-wheel drive. It can be maintained and used for as long as possible. But these guys are going to auction it.
Our ministers
you are aware of the fact that they auction cars in our ministries.
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes the car they just disappear.
You will buy a car for 80 million and then we auction it for 500,000 or 1 million. It makes no sense.
I think we are going to move into our next topic, our main topic for discussion today. Unless somebody wants to chip in something on the way forward on this issue of prices of petrol increase.
Yeah, no, I will instead say something concerning the salary.
Okay.
How we can do in order to ameliorate the salary of the employees.
Yeah.
I think the government should see how he can reduce corporate taxes,
okay,
for companies, so that they can permit business people to operate freely.
Okay.
Because actually the corporate tax is 33.3.
Yeah.
If he can see how he can step down, and then put a regulatory organ that will ensure that business people should maintain a salary level for their employees. This is at the private sector. I think it will be something good. It will motivate the business atmosphere in Cameroon again, and you see, and they will create give job opportunity that will employ more youth again, because we have a problem of unemployment. All these things have been linked: inflation, unemployment, and all the like. You will say we will solve so many things. And the living standard, the cost of living dropping, living standard increase, and all the like. All those things just mingle. And I think, Mr. Abel, that's something I just wanted to add.
Thank you very much. Your opinion to count.
He has made a very vital point, because there are businesses that have started in Cameroon and all of a sudden they die down because the taxes. When you start a business, before you know it, somebody brings a piece of paper in front of you and starts telling you that this number of taxes. At the end of the day, you close business. Whereas elsewhere, they encourage baby businesses to grow.
That was the extent the government created the famous line of 94 that we are talking about today.
It has not been functioning in such a way.
The way it's supposed to.
It is crumbling.
But you see, that government policy is not bad, but those who are
implementing the policy is the problem.
Those who are creating us a lot of problems in this country.
The problem is to implement the policy. That's where we have the problem, and that's where corruption also comes in.
One thing is that when you appoint people to work to do something, all they think about is, I'm here now, is my own.
But that is something that we need to discourage, because it's not even part of our African culture.
Cameroonians need to be schooled.
Tendency,
they need to be schooled in so many things.
Individualism tendency, that capitalism tendency is not part of our DNA, because when we read African proverb, we know of a family coming together on the baobab tree to talk about the way forward. And that is why you see in our community, parents were able to dig the roads by themselves, build schools as a community, build their hospital as a community, build their palaces. Where you see somebody is constructing a house, it's a whole village that will come and support.
We need to go back to some of those aspects. It still happens here in Cameroon, only that the government does not really protect these people. That is
why we say we need
I can take example in the Western region. In the Western region, the way
those protection.
That's what I'm saying. In the Western region, the way you see them doing their organizations, you see family assistance and all the like, maybe the jangi and all the like.
Those are things the community is not benefited directly. Imagine that if those people unite like that. For example, we are talking about the Western people. They carry themselves and say, okay, we need to tie a road to our village. They organize the money, They tar the road.
They tar the road. Mr. Ebel.
But today we cannot do some of those things because the moment you join the money and give to somebody like Franklin will next to think that if the individual tendency is there in Franklin, I'm not saying that you see the next thing he disappears with the money and everybody comes back down to backstage.
Mr. Frank, let me shoot that.
We are moving out.
Yeah, let me move out. Yes, I was talking of the Bamileke because that's where we really get inspired on our political program. That is the community federalism.
Yeah.
That's we live in a community and that is we share our common that is sociological, anthropological links. You see, we sponsor. In fact, you see, development will boom. There will be competitions.
Yes,
we'll have competition amongst the various communities,
and
that's
I hope
how
if I had another politician,
booming.
Maybe he will counteract that in a move. But now let us talk about something which is very pertinent. Yes, we want to look at something this afternoon. I want us to talk about tribalism and politics in Cameroon. Because the senatorial election is coming up on the 12th of March. And when we look at the political parties that are vying in for these senatorial elections, we have 13 political parties in Cameroon. And so, Eba, you are a political scientist. They always tell us that we have more than 200 political parties in Cameroon. But this is a time of the elections. We have 13 political parties that are coming into elections. When it is the presidential elections, maybe the number will climb up to maybe 20 or 15. But my interest is this. When you look at these 13 political parties that are going in for this election, when you look at how it goes, in the Adamawa region, for example, we have 4 political parties that will be vying in for the elections. We have the CPDM party, we have the UNDP party, we have the UPC party, we have the SDF party. Those are the 4 political parties that will be vying in for that part. Now you come to the central region. You have the FDC party, you have the JDC party, you have the CPDM party, you have the UCDI party, you have the UPC party. There is no SDF party, there is no UNDP party, there is no ANDP party, but just those political parties. If you go to the East region, we have the CPDM party and the UNDP. There is no SDF party, there is no PCRM party, there is no UCDI party, there is no FDC party in that part of it. When you go to the extreme north region, you have the ANDP, you have the CPDM party, you have the UNDP party, you have the MDR party. No other political parties like the SDF or other one is absent in that region. When you go to the littoral region, you have the CPDM, you have the UPC party, you have the PCRM party. When you go to the north region, you have the FSNC party, they have the CPDM party, you have the UNDP party. When you go to the northwest region, you have the CPDM party, you have the UPC party, you have this SDF party. You have the west region, you have the CPDM party, the UDC party, the UMS party, the UPC party. When you go to the south region, it's only the CPDM. When you go to the southwest region, it's only the CPDM. The question I'm asking, from this analysis, we say that political parties, are they focusing where they have strongholds? Are our political parties in Cameroon, or is politics in Cameroon more of a tribal line than politics where people go out to sell their ambition, their manifestos, for people to buy them and join their political ideology and become a member of the political party? How can we explain this?
I would say, without that's my conviction, that party politics in Cameroon is a joke. That is, I think it's purely a joke. You see, the CPDM has the power and the financial means to cover the entire territory. You see that the CPDM is everywhere. I'm actually surprised to see that the UPC is equally in almost all the regions.
Yeah, the UPC is going in for four regions: the northwest region, the littoral region, the Adamawa region.
If you look critically, you see, apart from the CPDM, you have the UPC and the UNDP that are actually
UNDP
participating.
is going to four regions,
and
in the east region, they are basing they're on the Baturi side. When you look at where they say their beehive is is nearer to the Adamawa region.
And what baffles me always is the fact that the opposition parties, they oppose each other more than they oppose the ruling party, which is a call for concern. And now the ruling party equally, owing to the fact that they are the ones in the affairs, they are the ones managing the affairs, they have the means financially. That's the first thing. They have the money because to get.
So if the CPDM drops out from power today, they will not be able to have a 10 regional representative?
Yes, it's possible. It's very possible that if they are not in power today, they will not have that financial means. That's the first thing. And then they will not equally have the human resources, because they gather a lot of resources to be everywhere, because the CPDM is in every village in Cameroon. You cannot go to any village in Cameroon and you don't find the CPDM there, thanks to the fact that they are managing the affairs of the state and they have the finances to do that. And then they have the power equally, because any other political party that's trying to spread and go that deep won't have the same financial means, and then they won't have the power, because to organize a meeting you need the authorization, and the person who grants the authorization, it will be very difficult for you to hear that the CPDM was organizing a meeting somewhere and the senior divisional officer did not authorize the meeting. You understand? That's where that comes to what I'm saying. They have the power. That's the first thing. Secondly, they have the finances. When you hear them going for a meeting, they will say the ministers should be contributing 2 million. Directors should contribute 1 million. This should contribute 500. You see, they have the finances to cover the entire territory.
And sometimes they force even head teachers to form CPDM wards and sections within their sub-villages.
Exactly. So, owing to that, personally, I think they shouldn't actually waste our money organizing elections, because we know very well that when you look at the list, it is very obvious that the CPDM can win all the 70 seats. That's very obvious. But what they are going to do, because they are very good at playing games, for us to have not to have a full House of Senate. That's just for us to say no, we will not have 100 senators from the CPDM. They are going to disqualify a list somewhere. They're going to, say about the CPDM list in Adamawa has been disqualified due to irregularities. They did not happen, and then we'll have maybe 5 or 6 opposition senators in the Senate, just to make it look a little bit democratic. Because if you want to go stricter sense into it, the CPDM
is not a match when it comes to politics in Cameroon.
No other party can match the CPDM when it comes to politics. Let's be honest with ourselves. Okay. The SDF used to do it because their base was in the northwest and in the southwest.
Now the SDF is almost getting to 26 to 30 years.
With the crisis
within this period, can they not also move in all the 10 regions of Cameroon? And
that's what I'm saying is this: they equally have internal issues, because you cannot tell me that their chairman, who has been there for long, and in all their national executive meetings, he always claims that they don't have a replacement. That is false. In Cameroon, I don't think everybody in Cameroon, or majority of Cameroonians, love power. Nation Fruity cannot tell us that he is finding it difficult to have someone to replace him. It is not true.
Now, I don't want us to enter into what's the integrity of political parties. I want us to look at the
be objective.
Yes, the expert part of it, because when we take comparison in other countries, Urban, you will discover that when those who study political science become famous employers to political parties, where they define it, but it seems as if politics in Cameroon is not a profession, as we can put it, where we have think tanks that can be able to think and see how the party should be able to implement. What the focus is, maybe try to see if they can gather people who believe in them, or people from their ethnic groups, to be able to support them, for them to be able to rule their councils. But we don't see real political manifestos that can come up to convince somebody wherever you are, who say, I support this party and that we can stand for this party.
I think when we want to look at that aspect, I don't think political parties in Cameroon actually have the means
to stand on the aspect of means.
Yes, they lack the means. And then secondly, what we were talking about, tribalism. That's most of these parties try to focus on a particular area. let's be.
Yeah, when you have the
what I'm
village
saying
people,
is, I'm
when you
being
can
objective.
get village stop.
When you
for
look
example,
at the UD, is a party of
UDC.
UDC.
Yeah.
You see that it is mostly based in the west, and when you go to the west, it is mostly based in the known.
Yeah.
That's in the Fumban and Fumba, and that's in the known.
But you people like the political scientists, can we not uplift this type of politics that we are witnessing in Cameroon?
It will be very difficult because tribalism has been embedded into the hearts of Cameroonians.
With this tribalism politics that we are doing, is it not going to pose us a serious problem?
It is already posing us a serious problem. It's not even a part of posing us a serious problem in future. It is posing a serious problem already, because somebody who is from the center, as I earlier said, I am being objective. I don't want anybody to maybe call me later and say I was being tribalistic. No.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult.
That is what you study in school.
Somebody
you are giving
from
us
the
the
west,
expertise.
yes, somebody from the center will tell you categorically that a Bamileke will never be a president in Cameroon. You understand? And I will tell you that an Anglophone will never be a president in Cameroon.
There is tribalism politics.
They have been saying it. You understand? That's been tribalistic. And when I was growing up, you understand where I come from. During presidential elections, if any other party came to campaign, apart from the CPDM and the SDF, he will not have any base, and they will be looking at it. Will be strange to us. For example, Adamon Damjoya actually came to campaign once, I was there present, but the turnover was very timid, and the only person, there was one man.
But when everybody hear that region is coming, you see everybody
will come out, and if they hear that maybe the CPDM has sent a minister or a delegate, everybody will come out. But any other party apart from that coming, will make no significance.
Significance.
Will not, the turnover will be very timid.
Meaning that we have that tribalistic mentality
of
in politics.
Supporting only a few parties that will feel so much connected to, and that's Cameroonians don't support the subject matter of the party, but they support the individuals in the party. They don't look at the project. They don't look at the developmental orientation of a particular
They don't look at the
party.
project this party is struggling to offer to us.
Somewhere they will tell you that here it is the CPDM. Why are you supporting? I don't understand how you can be a BT and you are supporting a MRC, that's the party of Kamto. And if you go to the West, it can be there can be a similar situation. They will say them, how come you are supporting Paul Biya when your son is there,
when the UMS is there, when the UN? So
that's the problem we have.
Come on, let me find out from you. The last time we discussed, you say your party is planted everywhere. You people have seats everywhere. But we discovered that from the analysis, the PCRM party is going in only for the littoral region. Why the littoral region?
Mr. Abel, to be sincere, I think I'm not in security here. All what I heard as declarations here.
No, it's a political analysis.
Yeah, it's a political
science. It's giving us its own ideology. Maybe you will tell us that in politics that you are the political actors.
No,
this is the reality.
It means CPRN is innovating.
Okay.
It means CPRN is innovating because I don't think if he really made a research on CPRN to know who are those constituting CPRN.
Okay.
We have 5 parliamentarians.
Okay.
And all these 5 parliamentarians, we have 1 parliamentarian at the littoral.
Yeah.
We have others here in the central region.
Yeah.
We have more than 200 municipal councillors nationwide.
Yeah.
We are the lone party, lone political. Let me repeat for Cameroonians to listen, because there are rumors that move and people just get bet what people say.
Okay.
We are the lone political party that have representatives from the northern part of Cameroon and southern part of Cameroon. If you go to Menganga is not at Nyongekele.
Yeah. It's in the Adamawa region.
It's Adamawa region.
Yeah.
We have municipal councillors.
But why are you people not going in?
I'm coming, Mr. Abel.
For the senatorial election in these places, so that those people who wants to join the party will know that it's a national party.
Permit me to land.
Yeah.
Permit me to land. That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
That CPRN, he's simply confirming that CPRN is innovating from what the old political parties are doing. Even though CPRN was existing, but the actual dynamic that is there, which are the youth, they are bringing something new that Cameroonians need to see and appreciate. We are the lone political party that have representative in the north and in the southern part of Cameroon.
Good.
Your question, you say, why are we representing running only in the littoral.
Yeah, we needed to see you people in the central region. We needed to see you people in the Adamawa region where Mengaga is found. We needed to see you people in the northwest region where you are the coordinator. We needed to see you people in the
Mr. Abel, what are the conditions to be a senator in Cameroon?
Okay, you need to be 40 years old. And most of the militants for now, they are not yet 40 years old. So what's your point?
No, let me learn.
Okay.
I want to answer the question.
Yes.
We follow the laws. We are Republicans.
Okay.
We follow the laws. That's what we follow. What the conditions, the criteria that are put in place in order to be a senator.
Mm-hmm.
Among all the list, because I'm among. That's a secret. I'm among those we work among the committee. The committees.
Okay.
Among all the lists,
we are privileged to have you.
Yeah. Among all the lists that we collected, only the littoral region fill all the necessary criteria that were required. It means that really tells you how youthful the leadership.
You want the institution to send a list for sending sake so that
that's what I'm saying, Mr. Abel.
Send a list where you are convinced of winning.
Mr. Abel,
yes.
We started this dynamic in 2018, and you guys know how we came about with 11 million citizens.
Yeah.
This was a group of youth who came up from SWA, and they said enough is enough. Let's take our future at hand. And we went on for the presidential election for our first time. That was the first experience, and we came third. First experience at the legislative, that is the municipal and legislative elections. We had more than 200 municipal councils. I think it's something that you need to use. You as a political analyst, you need to take those things in consideration and try those statistics, and make the difference between.
What you are trying to tell us is that these dynamics where we have tribalistic politics, where politics is being tribalized, but you people are working to overcome
We are working to overcome all those things.
The limitation is that the PCRN has young people.
More of young people rather than the old.
That means in the next election.
That
is the municipal election, the presidential election, we can see representative from their party from the 10
Mr. Abel, let me give you again another say. Do you know that I was a candidate here in Fundi?
Okay.
For the legislative election. You can check at the Eleka.
Okay.
I was the youngest here in Fundi. Maybe that's the second. Maybe most of my people do not know. I was a candidate here for the legislative election. Okay. Only in CPR and that you can see such a situation.
Okay.
And let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm still the youngest person. As the member of a political bureau. I don't know if you can check the actual, that is the ruling party. The ruling party in place, that is the CPM. Look at the average age of who belongs in this chamber that they call the political bureau. You will see that CPRN is coming with something new, and Cameroonian needs to grab this opportunity and make things move.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. We got you there. And if we are trying to understand something, is that what we are witnessing, which is a serious problem in our political history in Cameroon, where we talk about politics for tribalism, you people are breaking that barrier.
We are breaking all the barriers.
In the next election, that is, will be coming up in
you will be shocked. You will see. The thing is,
we are going to have an analysis where we will say running in for councils in the Adamawa, in the central.
The thing is, we need to define what is a senatorial election so that our audience should understand very well. So that we should know not everybody participates in this election.
We are tapping from
we know the most important elections that will permit us to participate in the next senatorial election. That is the municipal, because we are because the more you have councillors, the more you have the regional councillors, that's how you will also have people, that is people who will vote for your senators. So we are already preparing for that for the upcoming, and we are begging Cameroonians to reach down massively and join this party so that we can make things move. Let's bring something new for Cameroonians.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just to I understand where my brother is coming from. You understand, but as I earlier said, I have no problem personally with any political party. I was just saying what I observe. You understand? If they are able to break the barrier of tribalism and install their party in all the 10 regions of Cameroon, we appreciate that.
And that is what we are looking for.
What he's
we don't want regional parties, we don't want ethnic parties.
But what he's saying is actually pertinent, and it is valid, because if their party is made up of the young, and the majority of them are not up to 40 years, they cannot be candidates for the senatorial elections. And as I earlier made mention, Abel, it will be very difficult for any other political party in Cameroon to defeat the CPM.
You see, in politics, we never say never.
No, I'm not saying
if the
never.
PCRM
it will be very
injecting
difficult.
its root,
what I'm saying is this.
Maybe in the long run, we are going to
we
are going to have a different political.
We will have senatorial elections.
I'm against that statement.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, it's practically impossible for other political parties
but
to
by
defeat
2025 things will change.
No.
Why am I saying so? Those who constitute the electoral college for the senatorial elections are the municipal councillors and chiefs.
Yeah, but he just said that they're working towards that.
Now, when you look critically, you see that majority of our traditional rulers belong. You understand when I say majority belong? You understand where they belong to?
We can't affirm that because we don't have.
No, we have been seeing it. It's not like
maybe their action is pointing towards that, but we have seen cases where sometimes they do. So I want to find out.
Let me tell you something. There are some of these traditional rulers who are in government. And on that day, you see them go back to their villages and vote.
At that level,
we got your point.
Don't need to be pessimistic.
Franklin, when we talk about politics for development, there is a book I love so much, written by a Ghanaian, Kofi Atman Musa. He says that for every political party to fully involve itself in politics for development, that party must be a national party where ideologies and manifestos are being sold on a daily basis. Is that what we witness in our political parties in Cameroon? Because when we look at our political party in Cameroon, you see somebody who speaks English will say, okay, I'm a member of the XDF party because the XDF party is found in the northwest. That is why you see somebody always talk about the issue of political base, political area. Should political parties base their political ideologies and development for their people based on their political base?
No, actually it should not be like that, because when you look, you realize that those elected from those various political parties, when elected, you represent the people of that particular place. Not like for the councillors, you represent your people, not people from your party. Like for the parliamentarians, as we are saying, you represent the Cameroonian people. So in Cameroon, we see something which is upside down. We can take an example of what used to happen in Fumande in those days when we had the two brothers, the late Sultan, Sultan Ndamjoya, and the brother.
And the late brother.
And the late brother too.
Yeah.
You realize that the Sultan was the member of the CPM Central Committee. The brother is the chairman of a particular
party.
Political party. But now when you come back to look at what is the development of these two political parties in Nord, you realize that those for the UDC, is that the name of the party? Yeah,
UDC party.
Those for the UDCs used to vote for UDC and go with UDC because it is being owned by their brother, not because they knew that the UDC had some particular projects that could really bring in what we call politics of development. Now most of them we are like telling the Sultan that how can you abandon what is ours and you are selling something from the south, which of course at the back of their mind is like CBDM is something that belongs to
those of the south.
Those of the south. It still comes together with what we are talking about. There is this party, this Adamon Amiria's party, this Buba Bello Maigari's party in the north, UNDP. In the north, this side of president in the north, the north of presidential elections, everyone is voting CBDM, because when you vote, when you go like a militant from UNDP, your votes are channeled to the CBDM. Same with the Cameroon National Salvation Front. Those are things that happen. But now like this, those are parties that when you go, if you go to the west and part of the south and tell people, they will not even know any idea about it. That's where you see now that tribalism in politics. You realize that back there in the north, they know that they are selecting those who are to belong with them. If you go there and shout up and down with your CBM, this is your problem. They vote people that they know this other party belongs.
But it is not also good that we change these dynamics. Let Cameroonians know that politics in the modern day is for development, and who sells the ideology that ties with the aspiration and the needs of the people is the person that will rule.
That is it.
Should we base on the issue that okay, I'm from So, and because I'm from So, Alba is having a political party automatically, I'm a member of the So?
No.
Should not be like
that.
that.
No, it should not be like that. Actually, Cameroonians need to know that what we need to do, especially for these senatorial elections and parliamentary and the other municipal elections, we vote people who work for us. Those are people who are working from the voting from the base.
Yeah.
It's not because this list was brought by a party that is not being owned by one of us that we reject the list with its own ideas that are very good, that can help us, and going for a party which we feel.
Yes,
you see,
because before I come for you, what are the difficulties you people face when you people go down to the field to change some of these dynamics, to tell the people that this is our ideology of the CPRM party, this is what we stand for, we believe that this is what we do to develop this community? What are the difficulties you people face?
Yeah, Mr. Abel.
Is it really easy for the people to buy your ideology, or they just capitalize that you people are not from their area and they see no reason why they should support you?
No. Cameroonians are now, I think, some of them are enlightened.
Yeah. Very mature.
Very mature.
When it comes to politics.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just that you just need a way how to convince them, for them, because they can do the difference between what is good and what is bad.
Yeah.
When you tell something to Cameroonians, at least they know at what point. Someone like me, for instance, I grew up in an area where I used to see my parents going for cooperative work and all the light.
Yeah.
Because I was used to with cooperative works.
Mm-hmm.
That is, we were just living at Tobin.
Yeah.
Yes. I was just living when I was still a child. I quite remember I was living at Tobin, just beside the cooperative.
Yeah, I need the cooperative in Tobin.
Yeah, I usually see how my parents usually go there and they do that system. That's what captivated my mind at CPRM, because the program, when you read at the program, the community pluralism, you see, is some sort of that type of society that we need to bring that can robust our economy. You see, Cameroonians are really matured. We know that it's a gradual process, Mr. Ebel, but with time we are going to conquer. We are already in 10 region. It's just that now
from the 10 region we'll go to the division.
The 10 region. When I say 10 region means we are already in
region where we say it is because of the crisis.
Yes, the crisis is just because of this crisis.
Everybody just hiding on the fact that the crisis. Let's forget about the 2 regions. Let us capitalize on the other 8. What is visible in the other 8 regions?
Yeah. I'm an example. I'm a clear example here, Mr. Ebel. Yeah. You can say. And as I'm here, that's how I also have my other brothers that are there.
That you are moving.
We are moving together, and
we pray that maybe the PCRM party will be difficult. Will be an example for other political parties to copy, because the new dynamics is positive for development. But this aspect, Alban, it seems as if it's a whole problem in Africa. This aspect of politics and tribalism, politics and tribalistic tendency, is a problem in the African continent. As an expert in the field, if you want to solve this issue of not having ethnic political parties, of not having regional political parties, of not having villages political parties, but to have a national political parties, be it in the opposition or the ruling party, so at the end of the day we should have politics that will help develop the people. What should we do?
See, Abel, I'm always, and I've always been of the opinion that democracy is not an African thing. Okay. You understand? We are just trying to copy democracy, and we have been copying it in the...
Is tribalism an African stuff?
Yeah, obviously. We are very tribalistic. Africans, particularly, are very tribalistic. That is a fact.
If you have a bread and someone is hungry and another person is hungry, you prefer to give first to the short person.
There's a difference.
I think
there's a difference between communal life and being tribalistic. You understand?
No, I'm not talking about communal life. That's why I didn't even want to enter into their manifesto of communal liberalism.
Yes,
he's talking about community.
But I'm talking about people sharing the same ancestral.
Let us not confuse it about
anthropological and social.
I talk about politics and tribalism. That's somebody who is having a vote card and will see somebody with a nice manifesto will say, no, I'm not voting that manifesto that can bring development to his people.
I am voting
but I'm voting this man because he's from my village. That's what we call tribalistic politics.
And that is
tribalism and politics.
Recurrent in Africa. Look, for example, in Nigeria. You see, it is very difficult for someone who is not from the northern part of Nigeria to win an election in Nigeria.
Especially somebody like from the Igbo land.
From the Igbo land. And when you
because
look
the Yorubas have been winning.
They have been winning, yeah. You see, the dynamics is actually changing now because times are equally changing.
Yeah.
And Africans are adapting and we're understanding the fact that it is not because this person is from my tribe that he can do better than the other person. I like what my brother from the PCRN was saying. From what he's saying, their party is actually out to change the dynamics. And when you look at it in Nigeria now, because you asked me the question and you generalized Africa as a whole, you see there's a presidential candidate in Nigeria that's making waves, Peter Obi. You see, before, you will not actually see a politician from the south in Nigeria actually making waves like that, because I've seen videos where northerners are calling for the support, or that's rallying support behind Peter Obi because of his ideology, because of his project, what he has to present to the people.
That is the new Nigeria.
Yes, that is what, if we bring that to Cameroon and we leave the tribalistic aspect out of it, I think we're going to go far. And that's why I said I've always had the conviction that democracy was not our thing. We copied it, and we copied it in the wrong way. But I think if we start changing
the
and looking at it
within our own context,
we can fit in our own context and say, okay, this person is having a wonderful project. Let's give him a try. And then
political parties should not be contented that I am a party from Bafang, and I am very happy that my party is strong in Bafang. If every year I win the Bafang council, I'm fine. I am a party from Meganga. If I win the Meganga, we should try to extend so that what you have been used in your village, other people in other parties also benefit.
Do you know that the person who has promulgated that and has made it very rampant is actually benefiting from that situation, and it is the party in power.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. They have encouraged, and they have actually encouraged Cameroonians to be more tribalistic because it is profiting them.
Meaning that
I
think we can also solve this by bringing like something that if you are a regional party, you don't participate for presidential elections. Even council election, if we put the law, it will push other political parties to actually work and maybe
they equally
shift the dynamics.
They only have to be flexible. Let the political scene be more flexible. They make it in such a way that the other parties are not able to go about their own daily activities. You understand? The issue of always authorizing this and that, they live in fear, and I don't know why they live in such fear. Because I don't understand why when a political party is organizing a meeting, they don't authorize the meeting, because they will say it will bring public disorder. If you think Cameroon, if you are governing very well and Cameroonians are happy and everybody is going about their daily activity very well, why would they bring disorder? Because disorder profits no one. If today we start bringing public disorder, we are the ones to suffer. The war in the northwest and the southwest is telling us the fact. The population are suffering.
They are just afraid that the opposition can go and maybe reawakening the anger of the
get
people.
More.
Last Saturday,
why are the people angry?
Last Saturday,
if their anger has reawakened, it means that every Cameroonian
maintain the power.
I went somewhere and met somebody from the UPC last Saturday, and that person told me that they were to go and have a UPC rally at Ebolova some few weeks ago. They had to have a meeting there because actually they wanted that UPC should be represented in the south. Bear with me, the south only has a list, the civilian list. Yeah. The man told us that before they reach Mengong is one of the small
villages.
Yeah, from Mengong you can take Sanmalima.
Yes, the roundabout.
Is the roundabout. He told me that when they arrive at Mengong, it was
the central region living.
No. Mengong is somehow out of the. It's already in the south.
After Bamayo, you drive.
The next town is Mengong.
Yeah.
Yes, after Bamayo, you cross the boundary, then you enter Mengong.
Okay.
The guy told us that they were not being stopped by people telling them that no, you should go back. That it was the minister of this country that blocked them and told them that le sud c'est pour le FDPC. So, which of course means that if CPDM is having ideologies that cannot help the south and develop, southerners will never benefit from any other party. Because the south is meant for them. The man said that he met heavily armed gunmen on the road. They blocked them back. The military blocked them back, telling them very clearly that the south is meant for CBDM.
Yes, I read a small post about Peter Obi that you just talked about when he was governor of Anambra State, where under the PDF, he brought in what we call policy for development because he had initiative group that they could even raise this snail. He brought in a lot of economic empowerment. That is when he changed the party to Go Now. Those some people are saying that no, this man, when he was governor with us here, he did like this, and he has had to escalate.
Exactly, and the people saw the development he brought there. You understand? It is about the development, and it is about not being their selfish interest, being selfless. You understand? And that's what management of people is all about. Management of public goods is always being selfless. When you want to manage people and then you want to accumulate everything and keep it to yourself, it becomes very difficult. You cannot develop.
Yeah, that is why we are condemning the idealistic and the capitalistic system. It is not part of our DNA in Africa.
You cannot develop if you want everything to be yours. You understand?
Yeah. When you show your brother,
I don't think
we believe in the ant theory where we move together. Go ahead.
Getting into politics doesn't mean you get into politics, you take public funds, and then you enrich yourself and your family with. You understand? Develop the people. Develop everywhere. If Cameroonians were living happily, I think people were organizing their meetings every day and nobody will have anything to worry about. It is because Cameroonians are very angered. And it is obvious. People are talking and people have started realizing that politics is not about a tribe.
Yeah.
Somebody from the north, if you have to be honest with ourselves, even you will discover that our first president was from the north, and everybody can bear witness with what he did.
Now
we have the roads he built, and he was not tribalistic. If Ahijo was actually tribalistic, I don't think the south will have what we have.
And even those of the south who are not those tribalistic, it is just that tendency that will differ. We don't want to differentiate tribe and politics that brought it this issue of politics for tribalism. Thank you very much, Blessa.
It's a pleasure for me.
Continue to do a wonderful work and continue to drive for.
It's always a pleasure for us sharing.
Thank you very much, Franklin.
The pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Alban.
Thank you very much, and the pleasure is mine. We'll always be back when you
join us at 1 a.m. for every broadcast of this program today. Also joining me in the studio is Jean-Marie Annaba. Good afternoon to you, Jean-Marie.
Good afternoon, Ebel.
Oui,
c'est calme.
C'est calme.
C'est vrai qu'il y a les